Hey sports fans, Louie Diamond coming back at you from sunshiny Las Vegas, Nevada with the final installment of the 2013 NFL previews from freepicksandodds.com. And today we finish up with the NFC West, and as always we start at the bottom and work our way right up to the top, and respectfully in last place this year will be the Arizona Cardinals. Now I may have spoke a little bit too soon in my AFC West preview when I said that Carson Palmer may fade into oblivion. Bruce Arians really has taken the reins of this team, and he may very well turn this team into a group of believers. If Carson Palmer can actually be the quarterback that doesn't overplay, kind of a la Trent Dilfer, Baltimore Ravens, he may have the pieces in place to have this team actually improve very much and be respectable. Now, we all know Larry Fitzgerald is still one of the best talents in the league at the wide receiver position, and you know he just wants to rebound from his worst season in his career. New offensive coordinator Todd Bowles will try to keep that defensive unit headed in the right direction, as Campbell, Williams, and Dockett should still continue to anchor that Cardinals defense. Now, even if the Cardinals do improve the way I think they will, it still may not show up in the win column, but I do see some value with this team as some nice underdogs this year. With the strength of San Fran, Seattle, and St. Louis, Arizona really has their work cut out for them to crawl out of the basement of the NFC West. 6-10 straight up for the Cardinals this year, but 10-6 against the number. Third place this year is going to be the St. Louis Rams, who were actually the most successful team within the NFC West last season by going 4-1-1 versus their division opponents. Their pass rush quietly became the most effective unit in the league last year, finishing tied for first with sacks. The Steven Jackson era is definitely over, and the Rams are left with some unproven options at running back. And they lost wide receiver Danny Amendola and Brad Gibson. So that leaves many unknowns for this offensive team. But let's not forget, and as I've said many times over the past decade, Jeff Fisher is the greatest underdog coach in the history of modern NFL. 11-3 last year, 7-1 as a road dog. He has a great history of flying under the radar with no-name talent. So St. Louis does have a chance to challenge for the NFC West, but finding a way to the top and the postseason will be a difficult challenge considering the loss of those offensive skill positions. All that being said, you'll probably find them a little bit overpriced throughout the year due to last year's success, and will probably be an underdog though 8 to 9 times this year. That's where you're going to find their value as the underdog. But once again, they're going to fall short of the postseason. The Rams 8-8 this year, 8-8 against the spread. Second place this year is going to be, surprisingly for me, the San Francisco 49ers. Now, many of you know I've been backing San Fran and Jim Harbaugh ever since its arrival 2 years ago. Going into his third year, he has amassed a solid record of 24-12 against the number. Now the whole world knows about this team, so their value may have diminished. But that doesn't mean it's time to fade this team or they're going to be stepping backwards. Kaepernick only played 10 games last year, and his feel for the game is only going to get better. The offensive line has been among the best in the league, and they're only returning all 5 starters. Bolden makes up for the loss of Crabtree, luckily. Frank Gore makes the running game just as good as anyone in the league. And I'm sure that Super Bowl loss is going to keep this team focused throughout the season. But there's a couple things that will hold this team back this year. The defensive unit got torn up in the playoffs with their pass defense, and their pass rush wasn't too impressive either. So this defense could very well be overrated. But the real kicker with this team this year is that they are going to travel 33,000 miles. It's the most in the NFL, and it is twice the average in the NFL. You could start taking advantage of that information basically around Thanksgiving time, as they're going to be challenged in 6 of their last 7 games. Now, come Christmas time, you do that, your stocking's going to be stuffed. But don't forget to have one with my name on it too, because you got the information here first. Niners will wear thin at the end and only wind up with a 9-7 straight-up record and 7-9 against the number. Which brings me to first place this year in the NFC West, and that will be the Seattle Seahawks. Listen, guys, 8-0 at home last year and 7-1 against the number. Wilson, same boat as Kaepernick, only getting better. But They too will also face a very tough stretch in their final 7 games that will challenge them at season's end. Lucky for them, 4 of the 6 are at home, which simply gives them the edge over San Fran. But no cakewalks here, as this division, the best in the NFL, will be a tight one, and a crown will be well earned. Seattle squeaks out the NFC West due to scheduling and the best 12th man in the NFL. 10-6 straight up for the Seahawks, 9-7 against the number. Listen, folks, don't forget, if you can use a solid winner this football season, I'm here. All you got to do is text the word FREEWINNER, text it to 90210, and if you got room in your bank account for a little bit of this, give me a call. Once again, this is Free Picks and Odds. I want to thank you for watching all of this year's NFL previews. Look for a lot more free picks here every week.